Hey guys, welcome to week 10 of the NFL. Quick recap from week 9. Geez, some tough beats. 2 and 3 on the 5 picks. Quickly go through them. Got the Giants right against the Raiders. I really like that pick. I thought it was fairly sharp given the situation for the Raiders. Chargers beating the Eagles last week. That was one of my favorite picks. The other 3, the Chiefs, again, not covering a touchdown. Packers scored 7 points and they still couldn't cover a touchdown. Terrible for Kansas City there. And then Carolina, what was that? Sam Darnold, 3 interceptions. At least 2 of them were in when they were driving in the red zone. Just gift wrapped to that game for New England. Just so terrible. Carolina's defense played so well, forced a couple of turnovers in New England's territory. Carolina couldn't score touchdowns. And when you don't capitalize on turnovers, when you're turning over the ball yourself, that leads directly to points. One was a pick 6. Good night. So Carolina was disappointing. It's Kansas City, again, not covering a spread when they give up 7 points. And then San Francisco against Arizona. Arizona not having their quarterback, not having their top receiver. San Francisco losing at home by 2 touchdowns. Again, injured player theory came into effect in that game because Kyler Murray wasn't in, Hopkins wasn't in. I do like that, but in that scenario, it was all set up perfectly for San Francisco, and to not even be competitive in that game, a game that they were actually favored in, and they lost by 2 touchdowns at home. Pathetic. 2 and 3, tough beats. Jesus, what can you do there? 19 and 14 on the season. Week 10, here we go. 3 picks, guys. Like, subscribe, comment on the video. I'm going with 3 road dogs this week. Ugly. And I won't be watching these games. I might be watching these games. It's not going to be fun. So, first game, I'm going right back to the well. I picked this team a couple of weeks ago. It was an embarrassment. I'm going back to them. I don't know what it is. I'm just I like punishment, I guess. And I'm taking the Detroit Lions at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are 9-point favorites. Give me the Lions +9. Okay, hear me out. Detroit is trash. No question about that. But listen, they're coming out of a bye week, which I just say it to say it. Teams coming out of bye weeks now don't play that well. You can't practice during your bye week. Teams actually come out of bye weeks looking more sluggish than rested. But they had 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure the last game they lost was that blowout against Philadelphia. They had to sit with that for a couple weeks. Pittsburgh on a short week playing Monday night. Here's the thing. It's not so much a bet on Detroit. It's a bet against Pittsburgh, simply because the Steelers shouldn't be laying 9 points to anybody. That includes the horse crap Detroit Lions. The Steelers don't blow anyone out. Every one of their wins are 7-8 points. They're not winning by any margin. And historically speaking, under Mike Tomlin, the Steelers play down to their opponents. They can play very competitive and beat pretty much anyone. Maybe not so much nowadays, but over that Mike Tomlin era. Their defense, I still think, is very, very good. But Ben Roethlisberger's a mess. Can't throw anymore, even though he has all these weapons. I don't think they're going to be able to pull away in this game. And the Steelers, like I say, they play down to their competition, right? So they play a lot of tight games. You saw that last week against Chicago. I think Detroit, this has a backdoor cover written all over it. 9 points, too many points. Give me the Lions +9. Imagine they won this game. They have to win a game at some point, right? Put some money on the money line just for fun. Take the Lions on the money line. Throw $10 on it. See what happens. Lions +9. Game number 2, another road dog at 3.5 points. New Orleans at Tennessee. This is your classic buy low, sell high. No one's higher than the Tennessee Titans right now. Flavor of the month. They've won, 5 in a row. They're covering spreads. They're beating teams like Buffalo, Kansas City. They beat the Rams, beat Indianapolis on the road in a big division game. Tennessee's won big games. They did it without Derrick Henry last week. New Orleans, bit of a flat spot last week after beating the defending champs Tampa Bay. Laid an egg, lost last week against Atlanta. Buying low on New Orleans. And a lot of that has to do with, we talked about the injured player theory before. You ride that team when the backup is in. Maybe it applied without having Derrick Henry last week for Tennessee. Applied with Cooper Rush with the Cowboys. Many examples. And you fade them the second game. because now a team is very comfortable. They can lay back a little bit. This is the second game. Tennessee, to me, overvalued in this game because of what they've done the last 5 weeks. These two teams here, to me, are very even, New Orleans and Tennessee. Tennessee, a much more explosive offense because New Orleans, right now, we know they have quarterback issues. But defensively, New Orleans, to me, very, very, very good defense. They have an elite defense. I don't know what the rankings are, but the eye test, they're like a top 5 defense. Very good. Tennessee, terrible defense still. Don't be fooled, guys, with everything that's been going on. This defense isn't good. And big head coaching advantage. Sean Payton, one of the best coaches in the NFL. Mike Vrabel, in my opinion, is one of the worst. You know the Saints are gonna compete in this game after dropping the game last week. They're not going to get blown out by Tennessee. I highly doubt that. So for all those reasons, at 3.5 points, I'm getting a really good number. If you can get 3 or higher, I think New Orleans is a very sharp bet. Tennessee's going to be a very public team, flat out. They're going to be a public team this week. Sharp money will come on New Orleans. Be a sharp better, guys. Take New Orleans. Find a 3.5 if you can. Don't buy up on the half point. If you get a 3, take a 3. I got 3.5. Give me the Saints plus 3.5. I think they can win this game outright. Last game, Philadelphia Eagles at the Denver Broncos. Broncos are 3.5 point favorites. I'm taking Philadelphia plus 3.5. Both these teams hard to figure out. 1 week Denver looks terrible. They start off 3-0. Look great. They beat the Cowboys last week. Next week they look terrible. Hard to figure them out. Philadelphia, same kind of thing. They can stay competitive in some games and then they lay an egg. You know what I mean? They actually played a fairly good game against. I thought the Chargers would roll them last week. They actually hung around pretty well. But this is a game, Denver played the Cowboys last week. Part 2 to the injured player theory. Dak Prescott came back. Cowboys can relax a little bit. Okay, we got our starter back. That's cool, whatever. Von Miller was traded. A little bit of injured player theory there. Team plays harder. A guy's missing. Team relaxes. A guy comes back. The Broncos, no business beating, the Cowboys. They're winning 30-0 going into the fourth quarter. Don't tell me there's a lot of this psychological stuff going on there. But now it's part 2. Broncos come back down to earth a little bit. They're not a great team. Philadelphia, tough loss last week at home. They haven't played well at home this year. I don't know if they won a home game this year. They're going to go to the West Coast here. They're going to run the ball. That's what they want to do. Jalen Hurts and Teddy Bridgewater, pretty close on what these two guys are capable of doing. More game managers, more mobile quarterbacks, this kind of stuff. Eagles at plus 3.5, I think, is a steal. This line's probably at 2 in most spots. Get a square shot, get a 3 or better. Take the Eagles at plus 3.5. They can flat out, like the Saints, win this game. Those are my 3 picks, guys. Lions plus 9. Again, situationally, Steelers just aren't a team that can win by a lot of points. Detroit's shown some fight. They've had a couple weeks of that taste with the Eagles' loss at home. Come out here, play a little better, stick close, backdoor cover. Let's make it happen. Plus 3.5 with the Eagles. Again, Broncos, part 2 of the injured player theory. They're going to come back down to earth a little bit. Whatever. They're probably feeling good about themselves. Last week, beating the Cowboys. The Eagles, I think, will come in here, run the football, stick close. I think they can win this game. And the Saints, man, the Saints one is everyone's going to be on Tennessee this week. Everyone's going to be on the Titans this week. There's so much value with New Orleans. Be careful. If you like Tennessee, be careful. I think it's a little trappy. I like the New Orleans Saints. Those are my 3 guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Probably not going to be watching a lot of these games because they're ugly. And I don't want to watch the product of the Lions going out there. Whatever, they're just a bad team. I don't feel like watching them try to play football on a Sunday. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts play football, really. Trevor Siemian, I don't care about these games, but those are the 3 games I like. Let's get it going, guys. Let's go a perfect 3-0 this week. Good luck in week 10.